you do have one guy who, yeah, he's smaller, but he's a top fighter. He can punch, and he's fighting a guy who's not a top pro fighter, who's bigger.
I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
Tank Davis is a violent human being. He's a savage, and he didn't feel in his element. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. If you're from the hood, you will know.
Boxing experts are shutting down the idea of Jake Paul surviving against Gervonta Tank Davis. Shakur Stevenson said that even though Jake has a big size advantage, it means nothing against a fighter as sharp and dangerous as Tank. According to Shakur, Tank's skill and ring IQ are on another level. He thinks Tank won't even bother chasing a knockout. Instead, he'll embarrass Jake by outboxing him from start to finish and cruise to an easy decision win.
Between these two guys,
I mean, size will play some part of the fight, but if I'm thinking like I'm Tank, I'm probably just gonna go out there and try to outbox him and use my knowledge and IQ against him. So I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
is there any way you could, any realistic or legitimate way in your mind you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank?
No.
No way.
Nope.
Not a lot of people have talked about Jake and said he's got good power. Not even, and I get anything could technically happen, but you don't even see a realistic shot where he could land one big punch, and Tank being so much smaller, he just can't handle the power.
Nah, not at all. I think Tank is, he's been boxing his whole life. He's been boxing since a kid, so I doubt like that's going to be an issue or problem. I think Jake is good for where he's at, but I think it's just levels.
Do you see a more likely chance that Tank wins by decision or by knockout?
By decision. I mean, that guy's too big. I don't think that he's just going to knock that guy out. So I see him like outboxing him.
Could you see a realistic possibility where Tank could knock him out? Although more likely that it is, like you just said, a decision.
Nah, I don't see him knocking him up, no.
Will you watch, Shakur? I mean,
no.
Obviously, no?
Hell no, nah. That ain't really like... I mean, like I said, here's the thing. Like, I got two sides of me when it comes down to I got a business side, then I got a competitor side. And from the competitive aspect, it don't excite me for me to be like, okay, I want to watch it.
Showbiz the Adult broke it down perfectly. Tank Davis has already proven he can handle bigger and taller fighters like Ryan Garcia. He reminded everyone that Ryan wasn't just taller, he was quicker and more explosive. Yet Tank still figured him out and knocked him out clean. According to Showbiz, if Tank could close the distance and dominate someone with Ryan's real boxing experience, Jake Paul doesn't stand a chance. Jake's size might look good on paper, but boxing isn't about muscles. It's about timing, distance, and ring IQ. And that's exactly where Tank is a master. Showbiz says once Jake steps in the ring, Tank will read his movements, set traps, and expose him fast.
Emotionally, see if he's rattled. See, when it's all said and done, the whole talking shit goes out the window. Jake's scared. And let me tell you this too. I looked at that, I'm sizing them up. I'm looking at Tank and Jake, and I'm looking at them. Tank can reach him too. He reached Ryan Garcia. He reached Mario Barrios. I was like, he ain't gonna be able to reach him. He's gonna reach him. I saw Tank's gonna reach him. He knows he's gonna reach him. Listen, I wanna say this too. Funny as hell. Before I say all this, Alicia Baumgardner, shout out to you, girl. I couldn't believe out of all the women to be the first one to do 3 minute, 12 rounds is Alicia Baumgardner. And I really know if I have a great endurance, great stamina, and she's doing this shit. Shout out to Alicia Baumgardner. Because, what's her name, Layla? I don't really know her like that. But she looks like she ain't rattled by Alicia, so that's a perfect dance partner for that. Try to drag Alicia Baumgardner into lake water, see what's going on with that. Shout out to Alicia Baumgardner. But let's get back to Tank. First of all, Tank knows what he's doing. Tank Davis, he said, he was just making all these implications that it's going to be scripted. When he said, you're paying me, and then he was like, yo, you're going to have to give me extra, and then he said that this is scripted.
At the end of the day, I gave this little guy an opportunity. He should be thanking me. I'm paying him. I'm his boss. He reports to me, and I'm going to fucking son him on November 14th. So fuck you, little man.
You paying me? Are you paying me?
Yeah.
100%? 100%. Facts?
Correct.
Yes? Correct?
Correct. I'm your daddy.
40.
Chris Algieri gave major credit to Gervonta Tank Davis for being one of the few fighters who can light up the sport every time he fights. Algieri said boxing today isn't just about skill, it's about star power. And Tank has that in spades. Whenever Tank steps in the ring, the whole atmosphere changes. He brings energy, excitement, and fans from all sides. Algieri also admitted that Jake Paul, even without elite boxing skills, has done something similar. Jake brought a whole new audience to the sport, people who never cared about boxing before. In Algieri's view, both Tank and Jake are helping keep boxing alive, just in very different ways.
But the face of boxing could be Jake Paul soon, and the face of boxing is basically. Yeah, the face of boxing now is based on if you sell and if people tune in and how many eyes are tuning in when you fight. Gervonta Davis had that. Jake Paul has that. Now they're fighting each other.
Again, these are created products. These are still created products. Jake made his name going to Walgreens and then making funny faces. You know what I mean? And it was just blowing up on YouTube and whatnot, right? I mean, that's how he started.
The world we live in now, dude. It's unfortunate. Okay, it's not like Sugar Ray Leonard, who was the best fighter in the world and marketable. It's not like Oscar De La Hoya, who was a gold medalist, great fighter and marketable.
But what I'm saying is technology allows us to make, if I want to take this shoe off right here, and I say I want to make my Nike sneaker into the best product possible, and I got enough money to push it behind it. I put it all over your social media platform, and I put it all over your TV set and all over your phone and all over everything. You know what, bro? You're gonna start to get curious about the shoe.
Charleston White didn't hold back. He completely dismissed Jake Paul's boxing career as nothing more than a money show dressed up as a sport. He said none of Jake's fights feel real, calling them Hollywood exhibitions designed for clicks, not competition. According to Charleston, Jake has never faced a true elite boxer who could expose his limits. He believes the moment Jake steps in with someone like Gervonta Tank Davis, the truth will hit hard. Tank's world-class training, timing, and experience against real champions would tear through Jake's fake confidence. Charleston summed it up perfectly. Clout doesn't make legends. Real fights do.
YouTube boxing and what people say is going on in the media, without a doubt, I think Charleston White is 100% right about that. Don't believe anything you hear. Don't believe anything you see. Wait to see how things play out, and ultimately everything will come out in the wash. Well, going into this fight with Gervonta Davis, I had my concerns about the fight because of the same type of reasoning that Charleston White used, except for mine is slightly different. I don't think that either one of these guys are going to try to do too much damage to each other. Number one, because if it's scripted, which more than likely to an extent it will be, Gervonta Davis is not going to put himself in a situation where Jake Paul is going to actually be able to hurt him. And with these 12-ounce gloves on top of Gervonta Davis's hands, which is bigger, 2 ounces bigger, I do believe.
Teddy Atlas, one of boxing's most respected minds, compared a potential Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis fight to when Jake's brother Logan faced Floyd Mayweather. Entertaining, but one-sided. Atlas said that while Jake might have the size, Tank's experience and fight IQ will completely take over. He described Tank as more than just a puncher. He's a dancer in the ring, someone who controls rhythm, timing, and space like a master. Tank has faced killers his entire career and knows how to break down any opponent, no matter their size. Jake, Atlas argued, doesn't have the sharp instincts or awareness to survive at that level. As Atlas put it, boxing isn't about who's bigger, it's about who's smarter. Every move Tank makes is calculated. Every punch has purpose. And that's why he's dangerous.
So I liked this when I heard it. No, I didn't like it, to be honest, for the optics and everything else I just said. But you do have one guy who, he's smaller. But he's a top fighter. He can punch. And he's fighting a guy who's not a top pro fighter, who's bigger. What if he hits him on the chin? What if he hits him on the chin? It'll wind up selling. And that's what'll wind up selling it. The what if. What if Tank makes him do a cha-cha? He hits him on the chin, and Jake Paul, we're going to find out if he can dance. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know, do the cha-cha. That's what's going to sell it. And you can't argue that what if. You can't. I know I get to places that other people won't go and everything else, that just dismiss stuff because it's easier to do that. It's safer to do that. You don't have to bows and arrows coming at you from people that argue with you because you did that. But I don't care. I've had bows and arrows my whole life. I don't care. But that's true. That what if What if this guy who is a real good puncher, who is one of the best fighters in the world right now, what if he hits him? What if he makes a miss and he counters him? Or he jumps up in the air? Jump up in the air. Bang!
Teddy Atlas compared a possible Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis fight to Logan versus Mayweather. Entertaining, but one-sided. He said Jake's size won't matter because Tank's skill, timing, and ring IQ are on another level. Boxing isn't about muscles, it's about mastery. And Tank has it all. Collision: who wins, Jake Paul or Tank Davis? Comment below, hit like, and subscribe for more boxing talk.